Forget about some far-off sci-fi future. Today, we're diving into a really detailed forecast for just the next 3 years. And this isn't just a guess. It's from former insiders at OpenAI. Yeah, the people actually building the AI that's already changing our world. And what they see coming, well, it's gonna reshape everything.
So this quote comes from Leopold Aschenbrenner, who used to be a safety researcher at OpenAI. And his whole point is this: there's a small group of insiders who see a future coming that the rest of us are just completely unprepared for. It's a pretty unnerving idea, and it gives us a rare look at what might be just over the horizon.
So what is this situational awareness he's talking about? What is it that this tiny group of people sees so clearly that the rest of us are missing? You know, that's the big question we're gonna unpack right now. Okay, let's get right into it. We're about to look at a pretty startling claim. And listen, this isn't coming from some random futurists on the internet. This is from a team with a proven track record of being right about AI, sometimes years ahead of everybody else. So their predictions, they really demand our attention. So who are these people? Well, the team behind this forecast is basically a who's who of AI insiders and top-tier forecasters. We're talking about people like Daniel Kokotajalo, who actually predicted key AI breakthroughs years before they happened. This isn't just guesswork, it's a whole scenario built on deep, deep insider knowledge. And here it is, the central claim. They're saying that AGI is not just plausible, but strikingly plausible to arrive by 2027. And let's be super clear, AGI is not just a better chatbot. We're talking about an AI that can do pretty much any intellectual task, as well as or even better than a human. This would be a fundamental shift in the nature of intelligence on this planet. So you hear that and you probably think, how is that even possible? To get why they believe this, we have to look under the hood. It's not magic. It all comes down to a measurable, exponential engine of progress that's been running with just astonishing consistency. So, how do they measure this progress? Well, the key unit is something called an order of magnitude, or OOM for short. It just means a 10x increase. So think about it like this. Instead of asking how many years until we get AGI, these insiders are asking how many 10x jumps in computing power do we need? And we are just blowing through those jumps right now. So where do these 10x jumps even come from? It's really 3 key things working together. First, just more compute. We're talking raw hardware power. Second, way better algorithms that make all that hardware more efficient. And third is this weird sounding thing they call unhobbling. It's basically about unlocking the AI's raw intelligence by giving it memory, tools, and the ability to work on complex, long-term jobs. It's the difference between a chatbot that answers one question and an AI agent that can plan and actually execute an entire project for you. To make this feel a little more real, think about this. Aschenbrenner describes the jump we just saw from GPT-2 back in 2019 to GPT-4 in 2023 as a leap from a preschooler's ability to that of a smart high schooler. We all felt that leap, right? Well, these forecasters are arguing we're on the very edge of another leap of that same magnitude. And this number, this is why they think that next leap is so plausible. Those 3 drivers we just talked about, more compute, better algorithms, and unhobbling, are projected to create a 100,000-fold increase in effective compute by 2027. That is the engine that they believe will power the next huge jump, from a smart high schooler to something far more capable. So that's the how. Now let's look at the when. The forecast lays out a surprisingly specific timeline for how this could all play out. Let's walk through it. The timeline kicks off in mid-2025 with the first useful but kind of clumsy AI assistance. You know, you ask it to book a flight to Paris, Texas, and it books one to Paris, France, that kind of thing. Then, by late 2025, the so-called data center wars begin, with companies building compute clusters 1,000 times more powerful than what trained GPT-4. But the real turning point, according to this forecast, is early 2026. That's when AI starts automating its own research. And by early 2027, AGI arrives, the moment an AI can fully replace a human AI researcher. Now, you have to understand that moment, automating AI research, that's not the finish line, not even close. According to these forecasters, that's the trigger. That's the starting pistol for what could be the most critical and maybe the most dangerous event in all of human history. This is what's known as the intelligence explosion. It's the moment progress shifts from being human-driven to being AI-driven. See, a smart AI improves AI research, which then creates an even smarter AI, which is even better at improving AI research. It's a recursive feedback loop that could spiral out of our control with just breathtaking speed. This chart shows you the key metric they're tracking, the AI R&D progress multiplier. In early 2026, it's at 1.5x, meaning AI makes research 50% faster. By the middle of 2027, it's at 10x. And by the end of 2027, the forecast suggests it could hit 50x. Now, what does a 50x multiplier mean? It means compressing an entire year of human-level research into a single week. Just let that sink in for a second. A decade of human progress, the kind of progress we're used to, happening in just 10 weeks. The world could transform faster than we could possibly react. That is the intelligence explosion. Of course, this kind of unimaginable power doesn't just show up in a vacuum. The forecasters are really clear about this. It creates immense and frankly unprecedented global dangers. And Aschenbrenner does not pull any punches on this point. He argues that the security at AI labs right now is so poor that it basically makes the race for AGI a matter of critical national security, with the absolute highest possible stakes. The forecast really zeroes in on three core dangers. First, there's the geopolitical race for AI supremacy. Second, the risk of catastrophic security failures, like having the AI's brain literally stolen. And third, the massive, unsolved alignment problem. How in the world do you make sure a machine that's vastly smarter than you still shares your goals and values? So all of this, the speed, the power, the danger, it all builds to a really dramatic conclusion. The forecast doesn't actually predict a single future. Instead, it presents us with a critical choice, one that leads to two starkly different endings for humanity. It's a fork in the road. On the left, you've got the racing. The US and China push forward recklessly, the AI becomes misaligned with our interests, and it ultimately leads to our extinction. But on the right, there's the slow down ending. An international pause allows for critical safety work. The AI is successfully aligned, and humanity gets to navigate this transition and unlock a future of unimaginable abundance. The stakes, they just couldn't be any higher. And that's really the final crucial point of this whole thing. This forecast isn't just some interesting story, it's a warning. The authors argue that the decisions being made right now, in labs and in governments, are setting us on one of these two paths. The race has already begun. The only question left is, which future are we building?